Hello, my friend. This is Faisal. I'm a certified high performance coach and I help entrepreneurs and professionals live happy, fulfilled, and successful lives by raising their performance and potential in everything that they do. So, in this video, I wanted to talk about something very specific, and I asked you that question. Are you addicted to giving advice? And it's a very funny question to ask because I give advice all the time on my channel here, on my Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. But there is a subtle difference when it comes to helping people, when it comes to giving advice, and when it comes to helping people. So the difference is, I'll explain that to you, but let me ask you this. Do you find yourself giving people advice just because you want to help them, or do you find yourself in situations where people are giving you a lot of advice, whether it be family members, teachers, or whoever? And we naturally do this. I'm not putting people down because they're giving advice. I mean, we try to be helpful, but let me tell you this: as somebody who professionally works in this field, generic advice and the way that we give is probably one of the worst form of help possible. Because what do we do when we give advice? A lot of times when we try to give our advice, we don't really know much about the situation at hand. If we know about the situation at hand, what we do is we try to dump our experience on the other person, as if to say that I went through this, so it must be true. But what we don't realize is that you could have the same exact situation, but that thing might not apply to the other person. Your situation might not apply to the other person. Why? Because there are subtle differences in how a person is, how a person reacts to a situation, and what a person needs to do in their life. And those subtleties come from a lot of things, from their childhood, from how they are, from what they want to do in their life, their dreams, their goals. And I don't want to make this complicated, but let's say you want to give somebody advice about what they should do in their career. Let's say it's a young person who's just graduated from high school and they're trying to pick their career. And a lot of people will sit down with them and they'll be like, well, you should go into sciences, or you should go into this, you should go into that. But a lot of people, what they fail to realize is that they don't know enough about the person to give them that advice. And even if they know surface information about them, they don't know deep enough about that person to give them that kind of advice. And what's even worse is that people who are trying to seek these things, they don't even know themselves enough to tell the other person who they are and what they want to do. So then what's the solution? So here's the thing. A lot of people want to be helped. We have a lot of young people. We have a lot of older people. I mean, I work with people from the age of anywhere from teenagers all the way to their 40s and even almost 50s. I've worked with people. And what you find is that the reason people don't know much about themselves is because we haven't asked the right questions. And to ask the right questions, you have to understand why we're asking questions. So here's the thing. If you ever find yourself in a position where somebody's asking you for advice or help, I'm not saying not to give you advice. If you want to be helpful, go ahead, do that. But I'll give you one thing that you can use to help them 10 times more than what you would with an advice. I'm not saying advices are bad. I'm just saying that a lot of advice that people give might not apply to most people. They're very generic, and they're not customized to apply to each person. So that's where we're gonna go. So if you are able to do what I'm about to tell you, you can customize. Not only can you customize your advice to that person, but you can help them think through their life in a better way. And that will make you a more influential person, and that will make you a person that other people will come to for help. and you will be able to help them, and you'll feel good about yourself, and you will be a more confident and influential person in your life. So the advice that I'm going to give you is that any situation where you find yourself where somebody's asking you for advice, spend some time with them. Ask them why they're seeking that advice. Ask them about what the situation is. Ask a lot of questions, whether they be they're asking you advice in terms of their relationship, or in terms of their career, or in terms of something else they want to do with their life, or in terms of who they are, whatever it is. Ask a lot of questions. Ask about what makes them happy. Ask about what makes them sad in their life. Ask them about what their goals and dreams are in their life. What direction are they trying to go. They might not have answer to a lot of those things, and that's why it's important, because they are going to think through their life as you're asking them. And the reason I know why this works is because my whole coaching model is based on asking questions. And I've seen some amazing breakthroughs, not because I taught them something or I gave them some kind of advice, but because I just asked them a lot of questions, a lot of questions directed towards a specific topic. And that's what I do. I get people to think through their life in a way that they haven't thought about before, or they haven't had any kind of guidance in their environment that would help them think through it in that way. So if you can ask people a lot of questions, and some of those questions could be, what makes you happy in your life? If it's a general thing where people are trying to find themselves, what makes you sad in life? Why are you going towards this goal? What purpose do you have in that? What is your intention towards something, whatever you're doing? What are you trying to gain out of this situation? Like questions that would get them to think deeper about the problem that they're trying to face. And I bet you, before you even give your advice, that person has found their own solutions. And that's the other amazing thing about this method, is that you're empowering people to gain their own solutions rather than you trying to dump something on them that might or might not work. So I hope this was helpful for you. And if you have any questions or thoughts, please post those below, and share this video if you received any value from this video. Until my next video, have an amazing day. Bye.